Good evening, Rudra. Welcome to the Elbite interview. I'll begin by requesting you to share with us briefly of what you do.
I work in the domain of robotics, and specifically the domain of computer vision in robotics. What I mean by computer vision is the art by which we enable computers to understand a very specific case of autonomous vehicle. In that case, the car or the computer inside the car has to look at the road, identify different elements, the conditions, the weather, and almost all the time to understand the nature of what is happening in the road. All that information comes from vision and a few other sensors that are similar to vision, like laser sensors or ultrasound sensors or depth sensors, to things that can give them special abilities. It comes down to interpreting what you see and making sense of it. So that is my domain. That is what I primarily work on.
Common perception holds that robotics will lead to greater unemployment, while there is also a strong counter view to say that this is not the case. What are your thoughts on this?
Ravi, for that, you must look back into the past and see that it is not just robotics, but machinery in general has always changed the nature of jobs. In 1940s, when automation lines, manufacturing lines started being automated, we started introducing more and more machines. Or what happened to that generation or their children? Did they stay unemployed or did they find avenues for more work? So where I see the future of robotics or the future have more white-collar jobs that do not require physical labor, the quality of jobs will increase, the nature of jobs will change. But as humans, we always have the ability to create new jobs if it gets value out of our work. In the past 2 decades, the number of engineers in computer science is increasing by leaps and bounds. And the demand for software engineers is going to go on at a rising trend. We won't have a dearth of jobs, we just will have a change in the nature of jobs. So we all have to upskill ourselves accordingly.
Big technology majors like Amazon, Google, Apple all have some degree of participation in this whole autonomous vehicle endeavor. Now, do you think that this is a trend that is likely to catch on, or is this something that may fall by the wayside as we go forward?
I see some very great benefits of having autonomous vehicles because that gives us freedom, like when horse carriages were changed and replaced by motored vehicles. So we replaced a manual engine. From a utility perspective, autonomous vehicles truly have a future. If we have to talk about which organization or which company or which country will be leading this movement, now that is a little difficult to say.
What job roles that exist today do you see becoming completely wiped out in the days to come?
In factories, the manual labor that required basic skills or basic addition or basic assembly skills have already been replaced. The complex skills required to assemble a mobile phone after the first few steps, or if there are like very minute operations you have to do. In that case, there are still requirements of manual labor. Think of ambulance drivers who have to take a patient to the hospital in the fastest way possible, while also keeping the patient alive and not bumping into the road and killing the patient while jumping over the speed breakers. Those kind of skills are still required.
Can robots be taught emotional intelligence? Like, can they express emotions, you think, at some point?
I think it also falls into the category of, can robots inherently feel emotions? So robots can be taught to feel happy. Robots can be taught to feel sad by a lot of data. One very good example of a robot dog where you scold the dog, he cowers like a dog, and you show them love, they'll wag their tail, because that's programming. Why should they feel? Because they are machines, they're supposed to run based on whatever inputs we give them. So what it comes down to is how much we can teach that other robot. The thing about feeling fundamentally does not belong to the robots.
What suggestions would you have for a child who's in elementary school today? What possible course should they pursue once they have completed their grade 12 examination?
They should pursue what they like to do. I chose robotics was when I was in graduation. I found that there were lots of good things happening, and I was amazed at how one could see a signal and interpret, write a program to do that interpretation. It was magic to me. It all depends on what triggers passion in a student. Also all depends on what sort of background you come from. Do you have enough money to spend on your passions and still have enough money left to feed your stomach?
Thank you so very much, Rudra, for taking the time out and for speaking to us in such detail.
It was my pleasure, Zabir. Thank you so much.